What's up, everyone? It's Chachi Power here with Rocket Punch Army to do a review of Autobot Hound from Age of Extinction. This is his Voyager figure from the new Transformers line. Before we get into the figure, which you see right here, and I will spin around really quick just to tease you guys, we are going to check out the box. Okay, so here we go. So here's the box, the new design with the white stripe with the red letters, and then the cool artwork that they usually put over here. And I do want to take a look at the artwork. 1 second for Hound. Not only is it really cool, but you will see he is holding in his mouth like a cigar type thing, which right away made me think of Cup. And I was thinking this would make a cool Cup, but then I'm thinking it kind of does look a lot like Bulkhead. A lot of people have told me that they feel the same way. It does look like Bulkhead. You're going to see in the figure in a second, it doesn't have the little cigar molded in, and I'm assuming it has something to do with kids having a toy with a cigar in the mouth. But my thing is, like, you make the toy with 1,000 weapons which can kill, yet you can't put a cigar in a toy's mouth because I don't know, I guess parents have a problem with that. But the guns are definitely okay. Now what's weird about this is it's very well done here. I always like to show artwork, alright, so if this is not your thing, forward ahead. And I notice here it seems computer generated, I guess. Here it just looks like they're oil painting, whatever you want to call that. Then here it looks like they did computer generate everything and they just didn't finish it here. So right here you just see it almost looks like a cheap 3D design right here, yet they did detail the rest. So if you guys have the box, check that out. That's kind of strange that they didn't finish what do you call it, weathering or whatever, detailing that. Yeah, so if we look at the back of the box, you do see the robot form and the alternate mode here, which is some big kind of heavily armed vehicle. And it does have a little bio. You can go ahead and pause it if you want to read it. And if we do move down here, you'll see Galvatron is also available. Now, I did see Galvatron not interested at all. It looks like a cheap, crappy bootleg, although the alternate mode, the truck mode, is nicely done. Just the robot mode just looks like really cheap plastic, so not going to get Galvatron. So let's continue on with Hound. So here's Hound, guys. I picked it up because, number one, I do like Hound as a character, and number two, even though it is a movie figure, it does have the visuals that I do like in my figures, which is bulkiness and overall just a really cool design. Even from the back, it looks really cool. It does have this hollow area, but these wheels cover it up, so it's not too bad. A lot of people considered this a shell former. For those of you not in the know about shell forming, it pretty much means all the pieces are just attached right on top, and it just folds and creates all the panels for the vehicle mode when all the other little robot bits are inside. So it's technically considered a simple transformation, although it is a little more involved than I thought. When I first heard it was a shell former, I figured you just pretty much fold two things and then it's a vehicle. So I'll let you guys decide on that in just a moment when I do the transformation. But the figure itself, really, really cool. It's got a, I'll show you the articulation. The articulation does go back and forth this way with the head, and that's about it. No looking up and down. Now the front half of the head is a soft PVC, which allows the beard to flex out of the way when you're turning the head, because the beard is kind of hanging just over the neck. If it was done in hard plastic, you wouldn't be able to move the head at all. It's a little strange of a design, but and it does feel a little tacky right now under the lights. Hopefully that paint doesn't come off too easily. So that's the articulation for the head. Then we got the shoulders, which come out this far, right? Then they do also spin around as far as you need them to. The elbow does go this far, and you'll see it's a double joint design, but it doesn't really allow it to go any further than this. And you have this weird arm design, which I really thought was a little bit strange how this is. And you'll notice it's got a soft vinyl covering. The underneath of it, it's just a hose. It's a really strange design, but somehow it does work with Hound. I don't know how, even though it's really crooked, but it does allow a little bit of movement because this has a lot of tension to it. When you do spin it, sometimes the hand won't stay where you put it, but not a big deal. And it does have this covering here, which is a little annoying at first, covering the hand, but you can kind of think of it as some type of armor. Same thing right here in the back of the arm. And I do love these little missiles or bullets here on his arm and the way they're detailed in gold. Speaking of detail, the detail is really nice. Before I continue with the rest of the articulation, you know, I thought this thing was going to be very lightly painted, but the apps that it does have are really good. So continuing on along, what else didn't I show you? You've got the swivel up here, you got the waist, all right. Then you also have the hips that come out, leg goes forward, knees do bend. No ratchet on this, guys. And then you got the foot that does this. More so for transformation, but it does allow you to do a little angle of the foot, which is pretty cool. Alright, so I did touch a little bit on the applications of paint, and again, they are very well done. Not a huge amount, but they do work in making this guy look a little bit better. Got the silver paint apps here, like I showed you here, the bullets. You also got the little truck lights there, and the chest is probably the coolest detailed part of the whole robot. It's got a nice little red bar right there in the center, but the rest of it, the silver, the way it's painted, it gives it a good amount of depth right there in the chest. The back, not a lot going on, just different colored plastics. In this part here, I'm going to show you in just a second when we're in truck mode. But really cool figure. Next thing I want to show you guys is the weapons. It does have the instruction booklet, which shows you where the weapons go and the transformation, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, I did watch the movie fairly recently. I didn't see it on opening or anything like that, but I did go watch it with my wife, and it was enjoyable for both of us. One thing I did notice after messing around with this guy a little bit and watching the movie is I did notice in the movie he's chunkier, almost like what's the name of that guy? Leadfoot, just not as bulky, but I remember there being a lot of bulk in his stomach, and he actually just looks a lot more fit as a robot. That could be because in the movie he had a bunch of stuff hanging, like bullets and grenades and whatnot. So that might be what made him look like that. I don't have any reference material right here to speak any further to that, but I do have weapons, guys. Here they are, and weapons do interconnect. I kind of feel like I'm playing with Legos when I'm messing around with these weapons. You can attach them this way, and you can actually just keep attaching them and just make all crazy types of weapons. But we're going to go ahead and go by the book here and I'll show you what he's got here. He's got this triple barrel gun, whatever this is, with this piece back here. Alright, and then he's got these two guns. Okay, then he's got 4 of these little guys. He's also got a knife. And the knife is the only one out of all of these that's actually painted. It's painted a silver. Why this is painted silver and these not, I don't know. I don't know what Hasbro was thinking. But it's a good thing that they at least painted something. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this guy the way the instructions show, and then we'll take a look. Alright guys, so I'm almost done with this. This is an issue pretty much everybody has, is attaching these weapons like on the side here. So everything else attaches really nicely. We got the pistols here on the inside of the leg, which I think is an awesome spot to put them. Then we got these guns here on the side, also very awesome spot. And also on the back here, this will clip right onto the back, also very, very cool. And this would be awesome as well if they actually stayed on. So they do peg right in here, just like so. And here, although they don't peg in too well, if you're going to display it, perfect. If not, look at that. If you're just going to mess with it, they're just going to fall right off. So we are going to leave them off to the side, but at least you get an idea of what they look like there. I'm actually just going to attach these to his hand so you can check it out. If I can get these pegs out here. Alright, there we go. Put one here, and then one on the other hand. So you can at least see what he looks like armed with these. Alright, so very cool figure. It looks a little bulkier now, just not as bulky. I know he had, like I said before, the bags around here. Would be cool if a third-party company comes out with those extra weapon sets. But for now, this is what he looks like. And it's really awesome, guys. I'm really happy I got it with a discount, around 20 bucks. But he's around 25 bucks. And if you find him, I would definitely suggest getting him if you like what you see. And that's not all, guys. You can put all of those guns together and form this BFG, which stands for something cool. So there you go. You see all the weapons attached. Again, it's a tad fiddly with these things here, which is my only complaint about this figure, really, is just some of the stuff doesn't tab in well with the weapons. But you got the knife up here, and all the weapons that he comes with do attach to form one gigantic gun, which is really cool. You probably could hold it with this hand the proper way, but everything keeps popping off. So this is the best I could do without making this review an hour long. And yeah, really, really cool to have included this feature in his weapons. Now, the other part of this review is obviously showing you truck mode. It's not a difficult transformation. I actually did this 5 minutes after I purchased it. I made my wife drive the car, and I transformed it myself in the passenger seat. Wasn't too bad. So we're going to go over that. There's a little section you do have to be careful with, so you don't mess up the paint on the beard, which does come off since it's on vinyl, and it seems to be a very soft paint also. So something to look out for during transformation, which I will show you. So we'll go ahead and get that started. First, we're going to remove all the weapons. Now this time around I will be using the instructions just to save a little bit of time on transformation, but the arms get turned this way for both sides, and they get rotated up both sides. Then you'll unsnap the arms, this whole section, not just at the shoulder, but the whole section up here, like that, and then bring that down, come around back, snap out the wheels, pop the head up this way, bring it back, and around back, this is the part you need to be careful. You're supposed to fold it in, but if you fold it in this way, you'll see the head rubs, and if you try and push it in, you're going to rub the whole face, and you're going to be missing paint very easily. What you want to do is just make sure this spins around this way. See that movement there? Right? To bring out the grill in the front. Once the grill is in the front, push down a little bit just till you hear that snap, and then it will fold in nicely. You should still help a bit the head there, because the top of the head does seem like it just touches, so just push a little, just clear it, and then you're good to go. Then his chest, you're going to bring back. You're going to see it forms a flat part of the back of the truck there. And you'll see this is kind of like not angled the way it's supposed to be. So the waist comes down and fold it this way. So you'll see right back there the way it's folded. Snap it down this way, and you'll see now the wheels are level with each other. And that part I just showed you, the flat part, you fold down. You also want to fold it out once more. So now you definitely have the top of the truck there. Now you'll start seeing how the truck is forming. You're going to want to form the side of this rear piece by spinning that. Right, so you see everything coming together. I think this is what they're talking about, shell former. It's just a big shell, pretty much. But the transformation is still actually fun. So continue the rest. Just line up all the tabs on the sides here. It's all a matter of lining things up. Just make sure this piece goes underneath this little overhang there, like this, like that. All right. Same thing with the other side. You don't want it hanging over. You want it hanging under, like so. So now you've got the section here all lined up, and it's just a matter of tabbing the legs here in the back and just straighten everything out. Now that you have everything straightened out, here is the vehicle mode. Again, very nice. I do like the execution of this. Now in vehicle mode, I do wish there was more paint apps. It's not a bad job. They did nice details here in the front. You get this little roll bar kind of thing that holds the floodlights. You do get a little logo here. Looks like a Chevy logo, but it actually says Oshkosh. And then you got the nice grill here with the front bar here, and you got the little detailed lights like you see on his shoulders, except his shoulders are now in here. But it's cool they make these little lights appear on the shoulder to make it look like there is a perfect transformation. Now if you wanted to add a little more detail, you can probably paint the rims silver, which I normally do when Transformers don't come with painted rims. That's an easy enough thing. Now I notice with a lot of newer toys or cheap toys in the past is that the wheels are not pinned in. And normally I would find that a negative, but for people who customize, that's a great thing. You don't have to worry about unpinning wheels if you want to repaint stuff. You just literally stick a little screwdriver in there, a little flathead to push the tabs out, and you can pop the wheels off very easily, and that allows you to paint the figure easily. But otherwise, normally that's what they do for cheap toys or try and save money. And I also like the little detail here with the tire. Right there, it's hidden in robot form, but it's a nice little touch. Overall, very happy. I just wish they would detail the lights, but again, something very easy to do with enamel paint. Next thing I want to do is attach all the weapons here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you the finished product. Alright guys, so here's what the instructions show you. To attach the triple barrel gun this way, attach the small guns on the side. It looks a little plain on this side, the way they want you to do it, but there's a couple of things you could do. Again, these guns are all interchangeable. You can have fun with them in different ways. This can tab back here. Let's see if I can get that right there like that. You can also do it the same with the other side, but you'd have to remove the triple barrel gun. But not a biggie, because you can actually attach it up top, like so. Well, just peg it in better than I did. And attach these on both sides. You can also leave this here. And I notice this does fall off rather easily. Alright, and you can now also attach the gun, or excuse me, the knife, right here on the side this way, if you wanted to have that. You can also, let's see, or actually let's do this. I'm going to keep the knife here. Alright, try it again. Alright, keep this guy back here, and then take this, attach it to the front here, and then run this gun to the front here. Now normally this would be way too much crap going on, but if you saw the movie, Hound is definitely going overboard with his weapons, so this is definitely not something that's overboard. And I do have an extra weapon here. Just tab it up to the top, why not? So very awesome play value on this figure. I just wish everything just tabbed in a little bit better. Most everything does except this piece here, which isn't too bad, even though it does fall off. So you just have to be a little careful when handling it. And then in robot mode, the gun's on the side. But other than that, really cool. I think it's one of my favorite Transformers, you know, of the movie line, if not my favorite. Now, I thought you guys might also get a kick out of this. Here he is, scaling with some other Hounds I have. You got the Classics one on the left, and you have the original G1 off to the right there, which just so happens to be my very first Transformer ever, which was the Hound, which is why I like Hound. Although this is a encore version, or whatever, reissue. The original one is packed away, missing a head. And by the way, I believe Hound cost me $8 back in the day, or cost my mom $8. Just know what they can go for back then. And yeah, so moving on along. And that's going to be about it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, bye-bye.